What's going on, man?
Nothing. Same old shit. How about you?
It looks like something is lurking underneath the blue blanket over there.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
To be revealed?
Yeah, it's a great story, dude. So
Cool. Really cool, man. What are you sipping on tonight, brother?
I'm still working on the beer I have from like a month ago. It was a 12er of the Moon Man and like half a case of Coors
Okay.
from when I was in Wisconsin. Dude, I don't drink much. So
Yeah. Dude, we gotta figure out a way for you to send me some of that Moon Man.
I
I'd
will.
love to try it.
I'm actually going to go up there this weekend.
Oh, okay, cool.
We got to winterize some stuff.
Cool, man. Did you have a good day?
I did, man. How about you?
It was good, man. I've just been working on the 900F carb stuff. I got like 6 videos done. It's like 185 gigs.
Oh,
So I've got like 6 more videos shot, 6 15-minute videos to go into that. Calling it the CB900 masterclass or carburetor masterclass, which pretty much does the dual overhead cam 750s, 900s. Any of them would have that big cylindrical piston top.
yeah.
The CV, like with the aluminum slide, pretty much any of those. So just hammered that out today, planted some carrots. Dude, so the world wants to know, Matt, what would you say is your favorite go-to YouTube channel to watch? Are you a YouTube consumer?
Yeah, I'm subscribed to a bunch of channels.
Okay.
Well, it depends. There's a lot of topics I go to YouTube for, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're just saying the ultimate channel?
One of your favorites.
Oh,
one of the ones that you're looking forward to every week or every other week or every month or.
I'm not a regular with any channel.
Okay.
You know, I just kind of go as I need the info. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Dude, I can't even think of something right now that's like, oh my God, you got to check it out.
Yeah.
How about you?
I mean, dude, I watched some weird stuff.
Okay.
Right. Like it's rarely motorcycle related.
Okay.
I don't know why, but I'll go anywhere from like spend a couple days watching like airsoft tournaments. Then I'll go into like, there's this dude, these are big channels. I'm sure everyone's heard of them, but like there's this dude called the Lockpick Lawyer.
Okay.
And he just pick locks, dude.
No kidding.
And he does it in like 6 seconds. And he has, I mean, so many videos, man, of him just like, it's just interesting because he just picks like these crazy locks and like,
he gets in,
we'll do this, boom, we're done.
Wow.
This is the flaw with this one. Like with like locks that you would think that you would trust. Random. Do you hear that?
Yep. It's like the Predator or something, you know?
Dude. And then my third favorite, I think, which is a lot of people's favorite, is the guy from I think it's called Project Farm.
Yeah.
Dude, just solid go-to content. Just
Dude, that guy's killing it, man.
Dude, and that's like it's so awesome to see a channel like that it's just a perfect channel.
Yeah.
It's the perfect channel because, or for at least our type of, you know, I wouldn't say it's more for men because women will, I'm sure, enjoy it as well. But it's like for the type of guys who are into like good products, good this, good that, good this, or women who are into that. It's just the best channel for it, man. He just does such a good job. I'm sure there's always something that people are like, well, you should have done this. But like, it's just great. And every time he puts a video up, or if I want to find out something about a product, I'm literally looking for one of those cutters, like the I don't know what they're called. They're called like easy cutters. They have like a blade that kind of
the oscillating blade.
Oscillating cutter. Boom. Sure enough, man, just put a video out on like, or maybe he didn't just do it, but it got a notification for it. I was like, of course he has one.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't watch all his videos.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but like if I need AA batteries,
dude,
I'll go there and be like, all right, which one's the best? Then I'll just buy it, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it'd be interesting to hear kind of your quirks.
So one thing, well, okay. One thing I've been watching a lot is this guy, Matt from Sloppy Mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
And he's into turbo LS stuff. So I've been watching a lot of his stuff because I'm in the middle of this build and I've been wanting to, dude, this guy takes junk,
right?
Slaps a freaking huge turbo on it. And he has access to a dyno and it's real numbers, dude. And the guy slams out 700 horsepower like it's nothing from cheap junk, dude. So I've been following that and he's got a lot of good info.
Yeah.
And then my boys always watch the Outdoor Boys. So it's this guy and he has 2 young boys and they go out and do fishing, survival challenges. They go camping. Dude, this guy's pretty big too. And it's fun because they're goofy and I watch that. They got a new video out every Saturday morning and I watch it with my boys. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
It's just interesting.
I'm pretty sure my brother and his little son watched that as well. So, and like, they'll like go out and do it. Yeah. Or like try to do what they're doing. So that's cool, man. Oh yeah. Cool, dude. Well, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Broken Moto Show with me, Cody from Motorcycle MD, and my buddy Matt from How to Motorcycle Repair. This is a collaboration that we do, calling it the Broken Moto Show, where you can send in your questions about your motorcycle, ATV, lawnmower, who cares, something with a motor, and we try to help you guys out, give us our advice, and kind of banter back and forth on what we think the problem may be. Matt, how do they get a hold of us?
So yeah, you can submit your tech question to askbrokenmoto@gmail.com.
Yep.
Include the year, make, and model in the subject, preferably. And then in the description, give us your first name and your location, because location does matter sometimes for these questions. And then just try to be descriptive about the issue that you're having. Pictures and videos are a huge plus because we can just roll them right in to this edit. And that kind of helps with the story, right? So I think that's it. And then, mileage, right? Mileage is what you want.
Mileage is good. That's key.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I will add into this episode that I think about 2 episodes ago. So we're on episode 10 now. So episode 8, it might have been.
We're on 11 now.
We're on 11 now. Yeah. We're on episode 11, which means that the last episode that I talked about, the 900F that I was working on, was maybe episode 9. So if any of you guys are following this and you remember me talking about a problem that I had with it, I'm going to shoot or run 2 videos into this about the way that this 900F was running. And I had mentioned in the video that I was talking about an air filter and me having found bikes in the past that might have had the same kind of issue, and I swapped the air filter out to see if it fixed it. Well, it did not fix it whatsoever. Okay, so I'm going to do a giveaway on who can guess what they think the problem is. I have solved it. I'm going to run the video of it running like crap now. The second video of it running beautifully right now. So I'm going to give you guys 2 tips. First one is I had to pull the carburetors. The second one is once I opened up the carburetors, all the float bowls, immediately found the problem. So if you guys would like to take part of this, I am giving away one of my Motorcycle MD t-shirts. I'll hook up with you if you've picked the right answer. If you don't hear back from me, then you probably did not win. Actually, just email into the Broken Moto Show, or wait, no, it's askbrokenmoto@gmail.com. And I'll give you guys, we'll say until next episode to put your answers in. And if you get it right, we'll hook up and I'll give you a free shirt.
You mean one like this?
We're brothers.
Thanks for sending me a little package, dude.
You're welcome, man. You're very welcome. Very cool. I wish I had one of your shirts.
Yeah, I should probably send you one now, huh? I owe you.
You owe me, dude.
And then you sent me some of this stuff.
I did. Have you used it yet?
Yeah, it comes, it's backwards, isn't it?
No, it's coming in nice and clean. Yeah.
No, the writing's not backwards?
Nope.
Oh, on my screen it is.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's not now.
So, yeah, I tried it, but my hands were just a little oily. They weren't dirty.
Okay.
So I didn't get to use it under its full strength potential or whatever. But
it's different.
You know what? I like the pumice in here. It's not very harsh.
Mm-hmm.
And then it didn't seem to dry out my hands.
Correct.
Really bad. And then it smelled good. Barely any scent, just a little scent, which is good.
Did you use any water with it?
Just a little. I just kind of
just a little bit.
I put like a pea size of the product and then just a little bit of water, and I just
kind of lathers it all up.
Yeah.
So we, for those of you who don't know who that company is, I just recently found out about them. I'm pretty sure they're new, and my shop's been using the orange cleaner forever.
Like the Gojo?
Yep. Yeah. No, not Gojo, just Fast Orange.
Oh, okay.
Okay, forever. And if you use that stuff 3 to 4 times a day, every day for 10 years, your hands are trashed.
Yeah.
And it gets even worse in the wintertime. My boss has been doing this for almost 52 years. All his fingertips are gone. They're all gone. And that orange stuff just rips into his hands in the wintertime. So we tried a bunch of stuff. We tried Cherry Bomb. We tried just a number of different ones. And I really wanted to try that company, Grip Clean. And they actually hooked me up with a little packet. They have like some wipes. They have that. So I sent that to Matt. I didn't tell him that I wanted him to give it a good review. I just said, let me know what you think. And we'll probably go back over it maybe in a week or two. And once you can really use it. And if you guys end up wanting some, and I'm sure in the description below, I can actually hook you guys up with the 10% off on anything that you buy from them. They're not paying me to do this. They're not necessarily sponsoring us right now, but it's a good product. And I just wanted to share it with Matt and you guys.
Yeah. And one thing I want to note right on the top, it says all natural. So if you look at the first couple ingredients, it's water, pumice, and coconut oil.
Yep.
And then a couple other things that,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the worst period in my life for hands is I used to work at a tire shop, a Goodyear tire shop when I was like 18.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Dude, your hands get nasty and you're washing, scrubbing, and my hands were completely trashed. They've never been that bad.
It's brutal, man.
And then in the winter, I mean, a shop like that does 100 plus tires a day. It's brutal work, man.
Yeah.
So
cool. So we've ranted enough of you guys' time away. So let's get started. Matt, you want me to take the first one?
Yeah, go for it.
This guy actually has some pictures in a video that we will share with you guys. Hi, Matt and Corey. I have several questions, but I'll set the stage first. Part of me wishes like right now, Matt, we can just kind of do like one of those and like the whole screen like eats itself when we bring up like some cool image of some guy pushing a motorcycle or like some young kid, some real hard editing. I recently bought home my father's 1982 CB900c. It has been in his horse barn for about 15 years with around 44,000 miles on it. The fuel was basically turned to a mix of solids, sludge, and varnish. My favorite. I pulled the carbs and did a basic clean with a can of carb cleaner. Doing that, I managed to get the bike started by using a plastic jug of fuel straight to the carbs. This was my experiment just to see what I'm dealing with. It ran. I'll share that video now. I believe I did a top end restoration on this bike about 22 years ago. Would have been gaskets, rings, hone, cylinder, and lap the valves. At that time, it would have been around 25,000 miles on the motor. The tank was coated with KBS before it was parked, but still has a lot of rust. I didn't do this part, so I can't speak to the process of that was followed. So he didn't coat the tank. I guess that's what that is, KBS.
So I looked it up. KBS is a whole. It's a single part sealer. Well,
Okay.
they have a kit. They got the prep, the ruster, and then the sealer. So I don't know. Yeah, he said it was coated. So
Got it. So he has two questions. Well, actually, he said I can't get the locking fuel cap off the tank. I've got the petcock off and dumped out the old fuel. Now I have to put some kerosene in it, and I have it soaking upside down. Number one, what can I do? What can I put in the tank to free up the fuel cap? Number two, what is the tank coating you recommend? She looks like this is where I got a little confused. She looks like there is some blow by in the intake and maybe some valve damage. What do you guys think is going on based on what you have seen so far, or what's in the video or what we've heard? The lower end seems to be in good condition. She rolls, she shifts, the clutch works. I haven't checked those fluids out yet. There are brake and fork issues I am not addressing until after I get the fuel cap off. I'm hoping not a drill. On a personal note, I am new to the channel, but I hope you guys can use this material and to grow your audience. Plus, every picture deserves a steed. I have no idea what that means.
yeah, neither
Brett
do I.
from Marine, Illinois. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for sending us in a question, Brett. So in the video, it is running. It's not running very healthy. It doesn't sound like it's running on all four, and it sounds like it's lean. It just, you rev it kind of slow to rev. It revs, kind of falls back down real slow, and it's not all the cylinders going. But it is running. What I have no idea what he's talking about. First off, let's start there. Is him saying that she looks like there's some blow by in the intake and maybe some valve damage.
So I mean, I didn't get to watch the video. It wouldn't load on my computer or it wouldn't play. But anyway, did you see the pictures of the intake boots that he supplied?
See, I didn't even see that.
Okay, so I got to see those. Anyway,
Cool.
If you look into the intake track, past the rubber boot, the carbs were off. There was just that black gunk that you see.
Okay.
Which is normal. I mean, I just took this engine apart, this car engine, and it's full of that stuff.
Yeah.
So there is some reversion going on when an engine's running, and I think that's just the black gunk that's built up. I wouldn't be too concerned about that. And he said he's talking about valve damage. I mean, it's running. I would do a compression check to make sure it's all good. But this thing has a lot of miles on it. It has 44,000 miles on it.
Okay, I'm looking at the picture right now. One of them looks real bad. One of them looks like it was filled with gas.
And it dried up.
And then it dried up completely.
I saw a few of them. It looks like it was 360 degrees all the way around.
Yeah.
In there. It wasn't just like pooled at the bottom.
Yeah. So as far as the fuel cap goes, he's going to, I'm not sure if he's saying that the key won't go in, it won't turn, or now that it's turned and unlocked in the unlocked position, now it won't come off. Those are three variables that I was kind of tossing back and forth, because he said that it won't come off, so he's soaking it from the inside out. So that model has like just the regular, like old school silver topper with a lock in the middle, and it shoots out 2 feet on the inside. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's not like one of those like latching ones. So if the thing's not, if it's not spinning in the middle, or the key won't go in, I've tried using like rust eater, like I don't know where it is, but it's from It's gotta be here. Oh, I got it. Hold on. From Crud Cutter. Oh, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it somehow. Okay. It's not working. Dude, what did I do? Okay. Bing!
Crud Cutter. Okay.
The must for rust. And I like this stuff because you can literally see it work.
Okay.
And you like pour it on and it's like it just starts going crazy like hydrogen peroxide on a cut. And I've used that on a lock because the lock's like pot metal, right? And the pins inside some are like steel springs, the pins that
Right.
whatever they're called.
Tumblers.
It's a bunch of different metals all
Yeah.
into one unit. And I've used that before, and I had luck with just getting the key, taking the key on top, a little tap hammer, tap, 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 and drove that key into there and was able to unlock a tank. Obviously, you're not going to reuse that.
Gotcha.
But if it's getting to the point where it will not open, you're done. You're either going to drill it out or you're going to try something like that and just take your key and kind of tap it in and then work on it with some lubricant or whatever. That's my only answer for that.
Yeah, I've never dealt with a stuck cap. Do those prongs ever get rusty and stuck?
No, it's usually just the internal. So like once you turn the key, there's two arms inside that kind of like swap sides.
Yeah.
So as you spin the locking center, see, I watched the lockpick lore, but I don't know any of the terms, right? So the arms kind of shoot this way, and when they move like that, it pulls the arms in. So It's just like a mechanism that is junked up, rusted. But once you drill through it, you can pull all that crap out of there and then just move them over and pull it off.
Gotcha.
As far as the intake stuff goes, I'm trying to spend too much time on. I don't want to do another hour video.
Yeah, this should be a short one, right?
It should be a short one, right? The intake stuff, I'm worried about him having stuck valves.
Okay.
I am worried about that. Like on that one intake track, that is like, I mean, it's just asking for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of sludge in there.
Yeah, it probably filled up that intake and then it just sat there for 5 to 10 years. And now that's what he's dealing with.
That's true. So, this car engine I took apart, it had a lot of that in there.
Yeah.
But I don't see that too often in motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but that's what I kind of concluded that, hey, this is a high mileage engine.
Yeah.
It has some of that, but yeah, you're probably right. Maybe some fuel, the floats got stuck and the gas just filled that whole area up.
Right.
And it's all varnished up and sticky.
It's a possibility. Obviously, he needs to do a much better job on the carbs. And then, and I didn't hear anything about a compression test.
Yeah. And, he hit it with Carb Clean. A can of Carb Clean for varnished up carbs, it's just not going to cut it, man.
Yeah. It sounded like he was just like, he knew what he was doing and he just wanted to hear something.
Right. No,
that's what it sounded like. Yeah. But yeah, absolutely. You're going to have to do a much thorough job. But I would do a compression test. And if you think the valves are jacked up, you're saying that you might have valve problems. I can't see that from a video. Run a compression test and then a leak down test. And then it'll tell you exactly which cylinder is junk and how you have to go back into that motor again after 15 years.
Yeah. So I got a video on that. I got a video on a leak down test. So if you need help with that, I also built my own leak down tester. So we'll put in the video description.
Yeah. Great question, Brett.
Hey, he also said, what tank coating do you recommend?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you use what do you like to use?
Dude, I haven't used one yet.
Really?
So I've seen people use stuff and I like the way that it turns out after I've seen them use it. But I can't give you a good answer on that.
So whatever you do, don't use cream.
Okay.
That's it's like latex based white stuff. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just,
I have seen that.
Yeah. It'll fail.
Okay.
It needs a lot of prep and
it's got to be perfect.
Yeah. What I had good experience with is Caswell Epoxy. and it actually bonds to rust. So epoxy's 2 parts, right? You mix A and B, and then you have a certain amount of work time. Do the stuff goes in there, it gets on there thick, and I've had a tank, it survived a year or two. And then I must have done like half a dozen tanks with that, and I never had a failure. So it's pretty
Very
good
cool
stuff. Yeah.
That's good to know. Even on my end, I appreciate that. I did do a video recently on cleaning the tank out. I have a feeling that his tank is going to be bad.
Yeah, you got to get all that nasty stuff out of there first.
I mean, once you think it's done, it's not done. You got to keep on cleaning it out. But I also, I never told Shane Conley this, but I did put some links in my description for a video I saw him do, I think on like a Ural tank. And he used some really cool looking products. It was kind of like a clearish purple. I forgot what he called it, but I'll put a link in here for him on what he used. And you guys can kind of make your own opinion off what he used. And he's a pretty smart guy. So
was it a coating or was it?
Yeah, it was a clean.
Okay.
It was like a 3-part process. It was like a cleaner, and then it was like one other final wash, and then it was the treatment. And it was like a very thin, nice purple, kind of like a translucent purple coating that went on the inside, and he seemed to have great luck with it.
Nice. Okay.
Let's talk about the beer fund.
Yeah. So, dude, Justo bought us more beers.
Justo, my man.
Every time we come out with an episode, Justo's like, dude, beer money.
He is the man. Justin, thank you so much. Actually, I didn't even get to mention what I was drinking tonight.
Oh, okay.
Try to mix it up. Beer Fun helps me reach out and get some other beers that I wanted to try. So this is another one from 3 Notch. I really like them. Charlottesville, Virginia. Shout out. This is called Jack's Java Espresso Stout. I'm not sure if this was a good idea to drink at 8:30.
Yeah, you sound really talkative right now, dude. I mean,
I don't know what's going on. So 3 Notch. This says came up with a special 3 roast coffee blend just for this beer. The coffee beans are cold infused, allowing the fresh flavor and aroma to dominate without acidity. So, Justo, thanks for the beer. Also, we have 3 other guys. We have Matt. Donate. We have, how do you think, question, Matt, how do you think the third guy's name is said?
Pavel?
Okay. It might be.
What'd you think?
Actually, I just say Paul.
Oh,
right?
Well, there's a Paul right under.
I know. There's 2 Pauls down there.
Oh, okay.
And I could be saying it wrong, but
okay.
POVL, he has been a member since day 1.
Nice.
Awesome dude. He actually and he lives over in Denmark.
Okay.
He just sent me some tools. I should have brought him. Maybe do it next episode. He sent me a carburetor just so I would just go through it. And he was like, keep it. You know, he spent all the money to send it out here for me to go through it. I made a video on going through it. It was a flat CR, but it was like a vertical tilt. So it was like an old Ducati race carb. It was really cool.
Nice.
I got it right here.
Okay. Get it.
Yeah. So he's been a member for a while, and he wanted me to do one on the flat slide, like big thumper carbs, like single cylinder stuff. This is a race carb from a Ducati. Kind of sits in there like that. Big old bell on it. Nice velocity stack. But he sent me that. I went through it, and I had a bunch of Allens in like a Ziploc bag, and I was like, nope, that's not that one. Nope, not that one. So he sent me like this like top of the line Allen set from Denmark. Nice. And he was like, enjoy. Hope this helps you out. And the dude's just an awesome dude. So, and the fact that he's donating here too, it just proves that.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. So there's 2 Pauls. Let's just say
2
that.
Pauls.
You got Justo, Matt, and 2 Pauls. Thanks for the beers, guys. Thanks a lot.
You guys know who you are. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, man. Grab question numero 2.
Okay. Do you guys want to see what's under that cover?
Oh, dude, okay. I want to see what's underneath there.
So here's the story. I get an email about a week and a half ago from a guy who has been a longtime subscriber. Like, hey, I got this thing. I'm no longer interested in it. Do you want it? And here's a picture. I'm like, yes, I want it. He lives a mile and a half from me. I'm like, I'll be there tomorrow. So
Sweet.
here it is, man.
Oh man, I haven't even seen this yet, guys. So he didn't say nothing. He said I have a cool surprise. What? What? Is that a Suzuki? Is that a Suzuki?
It's an 05 KX250.
KX250, bro.
Yeah. So I have an 01, not here in this garage. And I have like 20 videos on that bike. And so he became a subscriber.
Yeah.
And then he was doing this thing and he's like, you know what? I'm done.
How cool is that?
I don't feel like selling it. Just take it, do some videos on it.
Dude,
this thing has, I just couldn't believe it. I mean,
yeah.
This is a crappy shot, but real quick, he bought brand new wheels for it with rotors and brand new tires. The tits are still on there.
Yeah.
It's got an FMF pipe.
Is that a Henson clutch or?
It has a Recluse clutch.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Yeah.
It has just a Boysen cover.
Okay. Yeah. I can't see it from here. Cool.
Yeah. He powder coated the frame, the swing arm, all new plastics.
Dude.
Brand new silencer with the spark arrestor because he's trying to turn it into a woods bike.
Okay.
Flywheel weight, breakaway levers, new shift lever, fancy foot brake thingy lever.
There's a lot of money going into that thing, man.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, the Recluse clutch alone is like 700.
I don't even know. It's too much for me, man.
That is awesome. What a guy.
Dude, that wheel set is probably $800
easily
with the tires. Dude,
those Recluse clutches are not cheap. That is so cool, man. So it looks, dude, I'm pumped for you. So
yeah, everything's cool. The oil drain plug is stripped.
Okay.
I got to deal with that.
Yeah.
He hasn't ran it in years and I smelled the gas tank. It smells like varnish.
Yeah.
So I got to clean that out. I haven't really touched it. I wheeled it in the garage. I just kind of parked it and I got to decide what I want to do with it here.
That's so cool, man. That's so cool. Electron carburetor. Carburetor.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. You know,
my buddy put one on his. The only thing is he doesn't like the Recluse clutch as much as he thought he would.
Okay.
But he's also a trail rider, so that's why.
Gotcha. So, I mean, you know, the Electron is awesome if you're going to be changing elevation because they auto-tune.
Yeah, I mean, he has one on his. I mean, they tuned it. He put it on the bike for sea level, and he hasn't touched it since. I mean, he said it's perfect.
Gotcha.
So, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, my 01, I was able to jet it, and it runs great.
Yeah.
This is the same carb on here, but that's a possibility. We'll see.
Very cool, Matt. That was a really cool little surprise there.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to expect. So that was cool.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Well, cool, man. Moving on. This is just a great episode, man.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff, right?
A lot of cool stuff.
All right. Question number 2. This is an update from episode I don't know what.
Okay.
Let's do it. All right, greetings from Poland. My name is Rafal, and I am the proud owner of a Honda VT750 1985. The issue is, after a complex renovation of the upper part of the engine, strange behavior of my Honda during soft acceleration on 5th and 6th gear. Problem doesn't exist 1 to 4 gear, or 1st through 4th. For 1, sometimes 2 seconds after shifting from 4th to 5th and also 5th to 6th gear. I have the impression that the motorcycle stopped any acceleration or even starts to slow down a bit with the same pressure on the throttle. And it starts to slowly accelerate. What could be the problem? Where to search for the root cause? All the best.
All right, so here's his update. Thank you for your guidelines. IoT, I had to Google that. Internet of Things.
Oh.
So, I didn't know what that was.
Now I know.
The acronym. Solve my issue with slow acceleration or even slowing down on my Honda VT750 1985 on 5th and 6th gear. Issue is not solved yet. Nevertheless, let me tell you a bit more about my upper part engine renovation. I mentioned in my first message that renovation means change of both cylinders, pistons, all rings, heads, valves, setup of slack hydro erasers, new time chains, new camshafts. Carburetors were cleaned and all the valves into carburetors were cleaned or replaced if required. I tried your solution to give more fuel during acceleration, so probably the choke.
Yeah.
And it slowed down instantly, so that's not the root cause. Okay, so that didn't help.
Nope.
But I made some careful tests and I discovered that this issue with acceleration happens also on lower gears, accompanied often with bigger vibrations of the engine. Additionally, I tried to make a good carburetor synchronization and I failed. I discovered the issue with carburetor's main body. Place with screw used for synchronization is already excessively worn and sync is not possible. Therefore, I'm afraid I have to look for new carbs to fix the issue. Once again, thanks for your advice and support. Greetings from Poland, Rafał.
That could very well be it.
The sync?
That sync problem. Because if they're whacked out, dude, that would cause engine vibration.
Yeah, because you're not balanced.
Right.
And so if you think about it, you got throttle blades, right?
Yep.
Sync is more critical at idle to, I'd say, half throttle. Once you go 3/4 full, I mean, dude,
right,
it's less drastic of a issue,
right?
You know?
So if you're cruising at low speed, 5th gear, that plate's not open that much. I mean,
yeah,
we're talking like 40 mile an hour, 30 mile an hour, 5th gear, 6th gear. You're not like, pinning it. You're like just kind of cruising. So it's kind of like right in that range where it matters. I feel like, obviously we're not there. We can't see it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, altogether, this problem is very difficult to talk through.
It is.
Like this.
Yeah.
So.
Especially with the amount of work, dude. First off, what's interesting is that I don't know if this is a lack of information on his side or lack of knowledge on my side, but a 1985 VT750 does not exist. So it's either going to be a 700 or it's a 500. And I could be way wrong, but I've never heard of a 750 in the 80s. Now, he does live overseas in Europe. I even tried Googling European VT750 from the 80s. They didn't exist. They were 500s, 700s, 800s, and the 800s are really rare. So that doesn't help us either because that doesn't really matter because it's either going to be a V-twin 700 or a V-twin 500 or miraculously Sashiro Honda came to him personally and delivered him a 1985 VT750 that I've never heard of yet. I think that we need to let him fix the carbs so he can sync them properly. And then we can hear back from him then.
Yep.
Because it's just a lot. I mean, I don't even know where he found all of those parts, dude. We're talking about an old bike and him finding cylinders, head, hydraulic valve adjuster, like pretty much just the
parts that you wouldn't even think would go bad on such a model,
Right. He just slammed all of them into there, which is really interesting. So Raphael, fix the carb stuff, get it synced up. Maybe you need to get a new set. I mean, you found all that other stuff. I'm sure you can find a nice set of carbs. Throw them on there. Let us know. I know this is your second time responding back to us, but again, that sync thing can play a huge role. So we'd love to hear back from you.
Yep.
All right, moving on. Question 3. Mike from, I think that's San Francisco.
That's what I thought.
SF?
Yeah.
Or South Florida? I don't know.
From
Hey
SF.
guys, I have a 1982 Kawasaki KZ750 LTD H3. Boom. Bottom end has 20,000 miles. Upper end is all new with new old stock parts. The bike was one owner, but it sat well covered up for at least 4 years in the Reno heat and cold. So Reno, that's in California, right?
Nevada?
Reno? Nevada?
I don't know, man.
So it's got to be close to California. So it's San Francisco. For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Heat and cold. The schmo that owned it tried hard but knew nothing. Rubber was shot, carbs were gooey, bearings stuck, etc. Carbs rebuilt, starter clutch, rings, barrel, blah, blah, blah. All new stock parts with very few exceptions. I had to replace the main wiring harness because homeboy had replaced the rear brake switch, but for whatever reason, used a spring that was way too short. The power lead is the main lead for the whole bike. So the hot wire on the battery that we talking about. First time he used it, he ripped the guts out of the switch and cooked the original wiring harness. All I could find was an original one off of eBay. There were 2 or 3 revisions, and though the part number on eBay ad was right, who really knows? Anyway, to the problem. I cleaned out the grounds to ensure good connectivity, and the bike stopped. It was running so sweet. Now the main ground wire is energized. I replaced the ignition switch and disconnected all the electrical equipment from the harness. But when I turned on the key, boom, still energized. Please tell me that I don't have to remove the harness and rebuild it. What's the best method to trace electrical problems? I was an auto mechanic in the 80s, but I'm stumped. Any help would be appreciated. Thanks, Mike from South Florida. That was a good one. I like that email.
Schmo and homeboy.
Schmo and homeboy.
A lot of freaking acronyms.
Yeah.
In this episode today.
Yeah, you're right.
It's like Office Space, but in motorcycles.
All right. So, dude, sidebar before we answer this. Remember that bike that I could not remember what it was?
Oh, the Enduro, Honda Enduro.
Oh my God.
You forgot again?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay.
I literally just had it in my head.
It'll come back.
Oh God. I'm stuck in a bubble. So his sounds like he's saying his ground wire is energized with the key on.
Yeah, this is kind of confusing to me.
It's a little bit confusing.
The way his terminology. Normally brake switches, aren't they switched to ground? You know, your brake pedal switch, that's usually a ground wire, correct?
It's 2 wires.
Right, it's a switch, but it's
because
switch,
you have power.
Does it switch ground? Or does it switch power?
No, it switches power.
Because
you have power running through it. No, you have, as soon as you apply like the plunger.
Right. It closes the switch. Or closes the circuit.
I would say it connects the circuit.
Close the switch, connect the circuit.
Okay.
Applies power. Same.
Yes.
Same stuff.
Yeah. It allows power for the
flow. Yeah.
For the second filament.
Okay, so he's saying that he's getting power to this wire. Okay.
Yep.
For some reason, I was thinking
the main ground.
I was thinking in my head that this wire grounds the circuit, and that's what completes it. I thought it was a ground wire, not a power wire. But I couldn't look up I don't have the wiring diagram for this bike.
Right.
Anyway, you got to bust out the multimeter with the bike off. Just check for continuity in all your wires and make sure you don't have continuity to ground also, because that would be a short.
Right.
It doesn't sound like he has a short, but
Transalp.
What?
It's the Transalp.
I've never heard of that.
XL650V, bro. It's the freaking Transalp. Look it up. I'm sorry to cut you off. And blinked in.
I don't know what the hell I was talking about anyway.
Oh, man. So this one is difficult because the ground wire, he's saying that the ground wire is energized with the key on. And he said that what makes it more difficult is because he's saying that I've replaced the ignition switch, which is what my brain went to. And I've disconnected all of the electrical equipment from the harness. All of it. So it means it's a harness problem, you know?
Yeah.
And if you have a power wire being ground, I mean, if you have a ground wire being shorted, power wire being shorted straight to ground, which would be which means like the frame is hot. Like maybe we're a little bit confused about his terminology.
Yeah. I this is a confusing question, to be honest, but you know what? Okay. This bike probably has 4 to 6 fuses, right?
Yeah.
Pull all the fuses out and start testing each circuit one by one. So you can at least isolate the wires that are involved.
Right.
And that's the easiest way to fix your problem.
Always check the power. All the hot wires leaving the ignition switch, because he's going to have a constant hot wire going to the ignition switch that he can't turn off. It's just there, whether he wants it there or not. And what he can do is he can trace that wire from the wiring diagram back to where that goes, which is going to be somewhere, who knows where, probably the battery or somewhere where it's getting constant, right? Because a regular rectifier gets constant as well. As soon as the key is on, it gets constant hot. So he can just take that wire, cut it back like 5 inches from the ignition switch, or cut it back 5 inches from the regular rectifier or wherever, jump the entire harness. Just take the wire out of the harness, not literally, but just cut it out of the harness, make a whole new jumper wire from there to there, A to B, and then see if it still happens. And all you're doing is just bypassing whatever potentially bad wires in the harness. And he needs to be checking the ones that are key on hot or the constant hot, and see if there's someone sold him that harness, and there could definitely be a problem with it inside.
Sure. Cause I mean, did he buy a new one or what?
He bought it off eBay.
Wow. Okay.
And he's kind of hoping it's the same one. He said that there was like 2 other variables. Maybe one model had like a parking light or whatever. But that's what I would do. I would start making new wiring harness, or making a new wire jumper for the one that you that's powering the ignition switch hot. That's what I would do. I mean, because he said he disconnected all electrical, you know. With me, almost sounded like he disconnected everything from the fuse box, or who really knows. But I think he has a solid short from the ignition switch harness wires going back to wherever they go. And you can just jump them all and see if that helps. And if it doesn't help, then I don't know what to tell you. No, if it doesn't help, then get back to us. But I guarantee you there's a problem with the wires that go to the ignition switch. Guaranteed.
I hate electrical work, man.
It sucks.
Gremlins,
jump
man.
it, dude. When all else fails, jump the wire. All right, Matt?
All right, dude. Sounds good.
All right, question 4. Go.
All right. From Alex. Hey, Cody. Love your channel. Sweet. I just got a CB750 1981, and it's making an engine knocking noise. I found a clip on YouTube just like mine with the same knocking noise. So we'll play that video right now. It's not his bike. It's just another bike on YouTube. So here it goes. All right, so that was the video. What do you think it is? There's a lot of comments, but they are all different and a bit confused. So much appreciated. Thanks, Alex. All right.
Listen to the video?
I did. And there was like 20 different things going on in that video.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff. So I don't know how much of this will apply to Alex, but I noticed that the cam chain was making noise. It was like a zzz. I heard that. It sounded like maybe there was a little bit of an exhaust leak going on. There was definitely vacuum leaks because of slow to rev up and down.
Yeah.
Carb sync. And then, so if the carb sync is, well, it had vacuum leaks. And if the carb sync is off, you can get some knocking or imbalance.
Yeah, like a pop back through the carb sometimes, or
yeah.
weird
so
stuff.
I mean, like generally speaking, that bike on that YouTube video was just
Beat, dude.
so out of tune.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start on that one, dude. It had a lot of noises going on.
I was pumped that he was revving up to $7,000. I was like, yes, go.
Maybe it'll go away if I rev the snot out of it. You know? Yeah.
No, I think what he needs to do is he needs to pull the valve cover off. Because you can run that bike with the valve cover off. And he needs to look in there, right? Something's going on, dude. Either the tensioner is done, and he needs to look down there and see if part of the plastic for the tensioner is gone, if there's a lot of slack in it. It sounds heavy like cam chain. I thought I heard like piston slap. It was really hard to tell because all the frequencies are going off, and all I can tell you is that I heard no exhaust. All I heard was motor.
But did you hear that? Zzz,
yeah.
Like I'm like, oh shit. There was like 10 different things going on in that video, and I don't know.
Something's going on with the cam chain. What I did not pay attention to when I was reading this email was that it wasn't his bike in the video.
Right.
Because the one in the video, I thought I saw, if it was not, unless it's not a US model, it looked like it had like 90-something thousand miles on it. I was like looking at the mileage, I was like, holy crap. But it might have been, not, it might have been kilometers, which would put it at like 40 or 50. So,
I don't know, dude. Ask Siri.
Nope, I can't ask her. So I think you should take the top end, the valve cover off, and then you can run it just like that. It's gonna, oil's gonna start looking like it's spraying up and stuff. That's what I would do, man, because that top end sounds hideous. And if he has access to a borescope or knows someone or can pay money to rent one from somebody or have a car or auto place look at it, say, hey, you guys have a borescope? I'll pay you $50 if you can just tell me what the heck's going on.
They sell them on Amazon for $20 that clip into your phone.
Dude, that's what I would do, man.
I bought one. It works okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 20-foot a watt cable. You can just fish it in wherever the hell you want. I would totally do that because it's $20 and you can fish around with that phone,
dude,
on Amazon.
Turn the each cylinder all the way down to the bottom and just have a look inside of there. I don't think what you're going to find is very beautiful. I think there might be some scoring on the inside of one of the cylinders, maybe 1 or 4 or whatever. Yeah. And that would indicate that the skirt of the piston is also worn out, and that piston could just be going the whole time it's running.
Yeah.
Something's going on, dude. It sounds awful.
Yeah. Well,
I don't like the way it sounds.
We don't know if that's his bike, but anyway, that particular clip, man.
Pull the valve cover off. Yeah. Why don't you send us out, Matt?
All right, guys. Well, that was four questions. 50 minutes or so. 50, 55? I don't know. Man, these are getting longer. These are getting longer.
I know.
And we try to be quick too.
We do, man. It feels like it's so quick. And then when it's like, oh, it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Matt had some brutal ones to manipulate last 2 weeks.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for this episode. 4 questions. Cody, what's the email that they can submit their questions to?
askbrokenmoto@gmail.com. Send us your videos, your pictures, your suggestions, your input, and maybe a question or two about your bike. We'll be happy to help you out.
And make sure to guess what Cody's problem was, and you
can 900F.
Get a free T-shirt.
Moto T. That's right. Congratulations on the KX.
Yeah, you'll be seeing some videos on that soon.
That's right. A little two smoke action.
Oh man, can't wait to whiff that.
Do you use clots?
No, I just use Yamalube.
Okay, cool.
I've been using that since the 90s, man.
Sweet.
It works.
It works. No, it does. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, thank you all for checking us out. We'll see you guys next time.
And thanks for the beers.
Yeah,
see you next time. Bye.
Later.